Right, today we are going to be partitioning numbers using your place value knowledge. To be successful today, you're going to need to use your previous knowledge of place value. Again, use a place value grid if needed. And today you're going to understand that a number can be partitioned in many different ways. So what does partitioning mean? Partitioning simply means dividing into parts. So here you can see I have 17.48. I can partition my 17.48 into the whole number, 17 wholes, and 4 tenths and 8 hundredths. But today we're going to be looking at numbers slightly bigger than that. So here is my number, 840,192. I'm going to look at partitioning this number very simply. In order to do that, I just need to look at the digit values within this number. So first thing I'm going to do is label my place value columns. I have the ones here, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s and 100,000. So it'll be a bit of a squish. So straight away I'm going to think, right, how many 10,000s do I have? I have 8 10,000s. So what is 8 10,000s? I know it's 800,000. Now, in order to partition, I would see how much I need to add on to continue to get to my original number. So now I'm going to look at my 10,000s column. I have 4 in my 10,000s column. I know makes 40,000. Continue to add. How many in my thousands column now? I have none, so I'm not going to add anything on. Don't even need to write a 0. It's nothing. So now I'm going to go on to my hundreds column, which I know I can see I have 1 in my hundreds column. So I know it is 100. Unfortunately, I would need to go on to the next line, so I'm going to continue down here. My tens column, I have 9. I know that 9 tens make 90. And then finally, in my ones column, I have the 2. So, very simple way of partitioning a number. What I'd like you to do now is to, as you can see, there's an example, exactly how I've just done that. I would like you to complete task 1 and partition these following numbers. Pause the video now and then press play again when you're ready to move on to task 2. Task 2 then, guys. So there are many different ways in which we can partition. We can group digit values together. So first of all, I'm going to start by rewriting my place value columns. Getting a little bit of a squish. There we go. And now I can look at grouping a couple of these together. So I might think, right, in my number, my first number, I'm going to partition this. I'm going to group my 10,000s column and my hundreds column together. So I have 100,000s column. So I've got 800,000s and I have 100s. So I know that 800,000 is 800,000, and if I had that 100 as well, then I'm going to have 800,100. Again, continuing to add. Which two columns should I look at now? Let's change colour. Let's go for the 10,000s and the tens, just to confuse us. So in my 10,000s column I have 4, so that I know makes 40,000. Nothing in my hundreds, and in my tens I have 9, so 90. 40,090. Final part is I see what columns I have left over. I've got nothing in my thousands, so I'm not going to include anything there. And all I have is a 2 in my ones, so I'm just going to add that on at the end. I could experiment with this. I don't have to do it in that order. I could have started with the hundreds and the ones. For example, I had 102. Then I could have gone for the 100,000s and the tens. So then I'd have 800,000 and 90. And then I could be left with my 40,000 on the end. There is just another way I could have partitioned this number. I've stuck to the rule of 2-digit values at a time. That doesn't have to be. As you can see on the end, I've only got 1. I could have 3, I could have 4, but as soon as you start getting any more than that, you look at just doing 2 additions, and even though you're partitioning, it still sort of defies the point. So your task now, task 2, can you partition these numbers in at least 3 different ways? So I've just shown you the same number partitioned in 2 ways, so I would have to do another one. and I'd like you to fully explain your thinking behind one of these 4 questions. Pause the video now and play again when you're ready for the next task. So, task 3 I'd like you to just do without me. You don't need my help in there, it's just an extension of the one you've already done. So if you need to pause this video, do that now, and then I'm going to go through task 4. So task 4 is a missing digits question. I've got my number here, so my number is 635,963, and they started partitioning it. I've got 30,900 and 600,003. My job is to now try and find the part in the middle. So the best way I think to go about this, again they've grouped the digit values together, so let's tick off the digits that they have done already. So I can see that they've got 30,000, so I know they've done the 30,000 there. That's not a very good tick. There we go. I can see they've done the 9 in the hundreds column, so that's there. I can see, so I've done those 2. I can see that they've got the 6 in the 100 thousands column, so they've done that. And I can see they've done the 3 in the ones column. So now in my number here I can clearly see the digits that they have missed out. So I'm going to write my place value columns above that, so I know exactly how to write this, so I don't just write 5 and 6. So what would I be adding here? I've got 5 in the thousands column, so I've got 5,000, and I've got 6 in the tens column. So 5,060. Okay. I'd like you now to have a go at task 4. Again, answers are at the bottom for all of today's tasks. Tasks 2 and 3 will need to be marked by your teacher, as there are many different options. We will do that when you send back your work.